What would happen if you mixed the momentum-based platforming of Sonic, the horizontal exploration of Megaman X, and the wild rebounding movement of Sparkster all into one game? It would probably look something a lot like Freedom Planet. But this game is so much more than that. It ends up combining all these ideas and adds a heaping helping of its own to become something greater than the sum of its parts. What sets Freedom Planet apart from its inspirations are the unique melding of momentum-based platforming mixed with exploration and brawling. In any single level, you'll go from high-speed set pieces to wall-bouncing shenanigans. As a result, the game might feel a little bit more stop-and-go than, say, your typical Sonic game, but this design philosophy leads to all the speed feeling earned. Long stretches of hold right to win are almost non-existent in Freedom Planet, and the game is so much better for it. Combine all that with the intelligent level layout that complements character movesets, along with enemies who don't do touch damage, and you have yourself a recipe for one of the greatest 2D platformers ever made. But I'm getting ahead of myself. This game allows you to play as 3 different characters. Lilac and Carol are available from the start, with Mila becoming available later on. Lilac's moveset revolves around a stop and start boost mechanic with unique surface bouncing properties reminiscent of Sparkster. By using some of her meter, Lilac can either boost ahead, pushing back enemies, or do a small double jump that gives her just that little bit of extra air she needs to make it to a ledge. This all leads to a playstyle that's more about planning out your movements than just reaction speed. You can't spam her dash, so it forces you to carefully consider the best time to use it for maximum speed. As someone who played a lot more Sonic and Megaman X in my childhood than Sparkster, I actually found adjusting to her playstyle took a little bit more work than I expected. But it was a really rewarding experience to dash through levels, bouncing from wall to wall like Copen or Sparkster with expert aim and timing. The levels are totally built with her moveset in mind, so it felt really good to get the hang of a specific move or jump. But the levels aren't just designed with Lilac in mind, however. They're also designed to work with Carol. Carol controlled in a way much more familiar to me. You can hold down on slopes and curl into a ball a la Sonic 1, and she can also wall jump like the characters from the Megaman X series. All around, she just felt a little more on the momentum-based movement and reaction side of things versus the planning side. I can really appreciate her inclusion. Carol also has a really unique mechanic where if she collects gas cans, she can augment her moveset with a motorcycle. This power-up lets her run along walls and always keep her momentum up while attacking. After taking a few hits, it disappears though, so mastering its use is really rewarding and keeps it from ever feeling overpowered. Plus, you can do this, and it gives me Sonic Adventure 1 flashbacks.
Jump on panel number 1. It will take you to panels 2 and 3. Jump as soon as you land on a panel or else you'll fall.
And after beating enough levels, you'll unlock Mila. Her playstyle is the most unique out of the 3 leading ladies. While still focused on momentum-based platforming, Mila has a much lower base speed than the other 2. The main mechanic for her is that she can form these green squares that can be used as projectiles or a shield. Using the kickback from her shield in combination with an adorable flutter jump can lead to some interesting puzzle-esque platforming challenges. I would say she's probably the most difficult to master, but also the most rewarding at high-level play, which I will never reach. Another thing that sets Freedom Planet apart from its inspirations are its more in-depth story. Between each level are a number of fully voiced cutscenes that really give this game the extra oomph it needed. The story has a fun Saturday morning cartoon vibe with just enough of an edge to make it entertaining. It feels less SpongeBob and more TMNT 2003, or perhaps some of the more serious moments from Sonic Archie comic series are more adept to compare it to. While they couldn't afford to put everyone in a professional booth, the passion the actors bring to the characters really breathes some life into them.
I'll fly real high in the clouds so I can find my mommy and daddy, and we'll all live happily ever after, like in the stories. Doesn't that sound great? You're so funny when you don't say anything.
Everyone emotes really well, and you instantly get a sense of each character's personality through their lines and mannerisms. Backing up the entertaining voice work are the wonderful visuals. I'm always a sucker for sprite art, and Freedom Planet does not disappoint. Everything from character animations to level design looks gorgeous in motion. Fortune Knight in particular has all sorts of crazy details I can't even fully cover here. Overall, the presentation is a joy to look at, and I'm flabbergasted at the amount of detail that went into these levels to make them feel so alive. While Freedom Planet is very accessible to beginners of the genre, it's not light on challenge. Even on easy mode, enemies can prove quite a nuisance, and bosses can tear you to shreds if you don't know the patterns. But don't worry, casual mode will ensure newbies to this style of game can enjoy it, while veterans can enjoy some of the challenges set forth in the achievements for speedrunning and collection. Speaking of collection, each level hides 10 of these little cards throughout. Collecting them unlocks sound test and hidden art. This really encourages you to take your time and explore levels on repeat playthroughs, looking in each nook and cranny for more cards. If I could get one wish granted, it'd be that some of these would maybe unlock some hidden lore along with visuals and music, but that's really such a small thing it's hardly worth bringing up. And for people not into the lore at all, there are modes like Classic that completely remove the voiced cutscenes, as well as a time attack mode that keeps track of your score. It's been told to me that at really high levels of speedrunning, you might notice some input drops, but as a casual player, this didn't affect me even once. Freedom Planet is a game I never knew I wanted, but I fell in love with once I had it in my hands. When I started it, I felt like this was the game that did Sonic better than Sonic, and as much as I loved it, I dare say Freedom Planet's even better than Sonic Mania. But the more I play it, the more I appreciate what it does on its own merits, beyond its inspirations. No, absolutely, if you enjoy games like Sonic, Sparkster, Gunstar Heroes, or Megaman X, I implore you to check out this title. But more than that, check it out if you don't care for those games. Freedom Planet is something special, something everyone who loves games should give a chance. Some might argue it's a little rough around the edges, and I'm sure they're right, but no one can argue this game isn't filled to the brim with passion, great ideas, and a love for gaming as a whole. It's on Steam for $15 and will soon be releasing on the Nintendo eShop at the same price. Please, 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 at least give it a serious look. There are a few games that I give a 5 out of 5 legendary title to, but this is one of them. It's the kind of game you can beat in a few hours but replay for years. A real modern classic. And with the upcoming release on the Switch, I know I'll just love it even more now that I can play it on the go. I put a link in the description below so you can purchase it, and if you use the keyword Dallen Malna, you'll get a broken URL because no one will sponsor me. I just really like this game and think you should buy it. The only thing more exciting than the Switch release for this game is the news that the sequel's coming soon too. Everything I've seen about it makes it look like a perfect sequel, and I'm just happy to live in a time where I can enjoy such wonderful games. My name is Dallen Malna. God bless. Hey guys, thanks for watching my Freedom Planet review. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I really hope you'll give the game a chance. Up here on the side somewhere you should be able to see some other videos here. I do some other reviews, like one on Octopath Traveler that a lot of people seem to like, and I also do some kind of amateur voice acting, so one of these boxes here ought to have a playlist of things I like. Oh, if you enjoyed this at all, why don't you give one of those a look? Thank you for your time.